What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my videos. Hope you guys enjoyed the vlog in New York City. I'm back here in the south of France and I'm here at my desk. Thought I'd give you guys a little bit of a breakdown, maybe a little bit of a raw video, just because I don't know, I feel like changing something. I just been behind my desk a lot lately, working and just been working on media flow and stuff like that. So to be honest with you, haven't really gone anywhere, done anything, so not really much content to capture. But I've been getting a lot of DMs lately because some of my videos are kind of starting to pop off a little bit. I mean, nothing crazy, but a little bit more traction than usual, than the couple hundred views I used to get. And I've been getting some DMs, especially on Instagram, a couple times a week. People asking me, hey, like, how do you make content? How to build a personal brand? Do you recommend this? Whatnot, right? So I kind of wanted to make a video, a little bit of a raw video, something like this, nothing too crazy, too edited. Maybe I'll put some text on the screen, but yeah, I want to talk to you guys about how to build a personal brand, because to build a personal brand, people think that you need some kind of special formula, this, or there's some secret sauce, there's some kind of thing that maybe you need to have in order to build a personal brand. And I've kind of been following and learning the personal brand space for, I would say, about 4 years, because maybe more 3 years, because I found out about building personal brand and the concept of building a personal brand, I think around the age of 19 and maybe a little bit more, 18. And I took a course. I took little online stuff by people that were building their personal brand back then, that were talking about personal branding very early on in the space, compared to the people that you have now who are really big in personal branding, or really big that talk about personal branding. The biggest thing that it comes down to building a personal brand, like the number one key factor that I would talk about or would recommend or tell someone that you absolutely need when it comes to building a personal brand, is a story. Now, if you want to just start making content, because all over my YouTube, my Instagram, my TikTok, whatever it is, I'm seeing a lot of people just recreate and repurpose content or formats that other people have created or are doing. And what I mean by this is it's inauthentic. And the truth is, there is no secret formula to creating a personal brand, because there's always a foundation. There's always the specific key elements that you need to build a personal brand, and those are always going to be authenticity and a story. If you want to build a strong personal brand, if you look at the biggest players in the game, if you actually aren't lazy and you actually take some time and you dissect and you research a little bit of the backstories behind very big prominent public figures in today's space, you're gonna see exactly why they have a good personal brand, a strong personal brand, where they can sell a product, they can grow any business, they can start a new business and it'll be profitable, they can invest in new businesses at premium rates because they have something that other investors don't have, which is attention, which is also leverage, which is also money. The biggest thing is authenticity and a story. You look at people, just going to call out names, you look at public figures like Iman Gadzhi, Andrew and Tristan Tate, Tai Lopez. You look at some of the biggest people in the entrepreneur space that have personal brands. They all have a story and are authentic to their personalities. They all make content, but they all make content with their unique point of view and with their unique touch, and they bring a different perspective, or they bring a different insight. If you look at Iman Gadzhi, he uploaded 600 some or whatever, how many hundred of videos just talking about his experience running his agency. Tai Lopez, he has a unique backstory with working with mentors and this and that, and he relays that information to modern day struggles or modern day problems, or to help the new entrepreneur, the new digital nomads, or the new people that are in the online space, helping them with building their personal brand and their companies through his experiences. And so he has a lot of experience because he's been in this space for a very long time, and he's had a lot of mentors, he's had a lot of experience. So he's authentic to himself and he has a unique story. Andrew Tate, he's authentic to himself. I don't think anyone can argue that Andrew Tate is not who he is and says he is. And then you have his backstory. Now, I'm not saying you have to be from a very poor background and you have to make it out the mud. You have to have this crazy hard bringing. Now, if you are and you have something like that going on for you now, and you want to escape, you want to maybe pursue online entrepreneurship, and you want to maybe build a personal brand, you want to share your journey, you want to make content, then maybe that's something you could talk about. Because the sad reality is, to be honest with you, I don't think it's that special anymore. This is something I kind of realized because I had a hard, I would say a relatively hard childhood, but boohoo, I'm not crying for help. I'm not looking for attention. I think everyone has a hard, everyone has some sort of hardship during they grow up. Now, obviously, you have some people who have no struggles at all, and you have people who have very, very big struggles or very big catastrophes that happen when they're young. And my whole mental model is you get the cards that you're dealt, and you have to play them correctly, or you have to try and strategize how you play your cards, or you're never going to make it out where you are. Because if you get dealt a card and you're going to complain, or you're going to give up your poker face, the enemy, the world is going to be able to pick up on your hand and be able to play it against you. And so the truth is, I don't think people should really fixate on I'm having a hard time. Kind of take a step back and be like, okay, yeah, my childhood wasn't perfect, or what I'm going through isn't perfect or isn't fancy or whatever it is, but you can use that to your advantage. The reality is I would say about 75 to 80% of the world is going through the same thing. Being relatable, being authentic, and having a story to be able to tell to your viewers or to your audience, or at least to kind of showcase online, to be able to then justify certain actions or justify success in the future, means that people can't call you out for being a Nepo baby or being gifted things. I mean, nobody can go online and call Andrew Tate a Nepo baby or someone who came from generational wealth. No one can call Tai Lopez someone who came from generational wealth. No one can call Iman Gadzhi who came from generational wealth. And so documenting your journey from an early process could be a huge benefit, a huge asset going forward in your career. Maybe when you're 25 or 26, especially if you are a bit younger, if you're like my age, about 20, 21, start creating content, start documenting your journey and showcasing what you're going through. Even if things are good, even if you have a normal family and you have, a nice life, who cares? No one's really judging if you have those things, and it doesn't matter what kind of background you come from. The number one most important thing that matters when you're building a personal brand is the value you provide to your audience. It's the number one huge thing that people don't understand when it comes to creating content. And I'm not saying that every piece of content you're going to make is going to be some piece of wisdom or some piece of huge value exchange, but you have to understand that when you create content, or there has to be some kind of underlying value exchange. Even if it's something as simple as making people laugh or making your viewers laugh. We're really pivoting into the space of infotainment. The reality is that 5 years ago, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube was heavily content that was filled with entertainment purposes. It wasn't really something that was super highly educational, and it wasn't really viewed as a platform that you can learn everything, or learn how to do marketing, or learn how to run a business, or learn how to build systems, or whatever it is. Yeah, you could search how-to videos, but it wasn't something that people looked at as a place to learn. Now it is. And so when you make content, whether it is you're doing something for funny or you're trying to provide value, just make sure that there's something that the viewer can take away from after leaving your video that'll make them want to come back. And that is one of like the biggest key elements I always recommend to people when they start making content. Yeah, you uploading a vlog, maybe you enjoy your vlog, maybe you went on a vacation, or you went to an event somewhere in Bali or in Dubai or in London or New York. Even me, when I make content, I know that sometimes my videos aren't perfect, and I know the ones that are going to perform well and the ones that aren't going to perform that great. And I always know that when videos do perform well, or people who do have good personal brands, they always provide some sort of value. Look at Daniel Dallin. He's a creator that's on the rise right now. And the biggest reason why he's kind of seeing all this success is, yeah, he's humble. Yeah, his content is good. But the reality is he provides a lot of value and a unique perspective when it comes to building a business. And on top of that, he has another unique spin of building a business in China as a Dutch person. You just have to kind of look at who you are, what kind of unique traits do you have about you, what is your story, and then how can you kind of tell that to people on the internet. So far, my two biggest things is authenticity and story. And then obviously the third thing is value. That's all that it takes to build a personal brand. Take it from me, I've spent hundreds, I've spent a few thousands of dollars on personal brand courses. I was young, I was naive, I didn't know what I was doing. I wanted to make money online. I saw people selling course groups, whatever, this, that, and I wanted to join, I wanted to learn more. I thought personal branding was going to be huge because there's no more celebrities. There's no more A-list celebrities. There's no more Tom Cruises. There's no more The Rocks. That generation's gone now. The new celebrities are your Andrew Tates, your Iman Gadzis, your Daniel Dallins, your Tai Lopez's. Wherever they go, people recognize them. They have millions and millions of followers on social media. And so they are the new A-list celebrities. When they go places, when they post content, people know who they are. They're household names, essentially A-list celebrities. So when it comes to building your personal brand, if you want to start making content, you want to start uploading videos, this is how I would do it if I was starting now, or if you want to start moving forward. Now, I think you have to pick a platform. If you can do all, that's great. Implement systems, leverage AI, leverage systems to be able to multi-purpose content. The biggest key factor right now to those who are growing is distribution. Your content doesn't have to be a A-level piece of content. It could be a C, maybe even a B- or even a D+ kind of level of content. But if you distribute the content enough with the right messaging on the right platforms, or even just simply enough times, the algorithm and the people that are going to be familiar with your face are going to be able to pick up on, okay, this is this person, this is what he talks about, maybe I'm interested, or the algorithm's going to know who to send that content to. So you don't have to make cinema level, insane level content. To be honest with you, the level and quality of content has taken a huge hit in the recent years, especially I would say in the past 2 years. Nobody's making insane high quality level content anymore. There's only a few people, but that's not why people are watching them. You know, that's just a bonus of having extra money to be able to spend on content production and stuff like that. So you don't need tens of thousands of dollars to start making content. Yes, I have a nice camera. Yes, I have a nice computer. Yes, I have a nice setup, but you don't need that stuff. You have an iPhone and you can hit record and you can start uploading today. I'm guilty of this. I'm not as consistent as I should be, but consistency is huge. If you want to see rapid growth, or you want to see growth at least in bigger chunks, you're going to want to be consistent, because the algorithm doesn't know who to send your content to until you are making enough content and you're distributing enough pieces of content where the algorithms can then receive enough data to be able to send the accounts or people or new accounts or even other people in other categories that would interact with your type of content. Luke Belmore talks about this. If you create a YouTube video, there should be at least a few clips in that YouTube video or podcast that you should redistribute at least maybe 20 times on each different platform, different accounts, and with different messaging, different title, different subtext, and everything like that. And that way you'll be able to see what works, what doesn't work. And there's a lot of agencies that kind of do this for you. If you do have money, if you're in the entrepreneurship space and you have a little bit of money to maybe hire an agency to help the distribution side with you, they should take care of all those things. But to be honest with you, you can do all of this now yourself as a solopreneur, or even someone who's starting up. The method is laid out here. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars. There's no secret ingredient. There's no one advice that you have to have or need to have or hear or listen or learn to be able to start a personal brand. If you have a phone, you have access to the internet, you can start making content today. I know people who start their personal brand or start making content simply by just doing reels and just doing raw, regular, uncut, unfiltered reels. I mean, you see it with people on TikTok. There's a lot of creators who built their personal brand or built their following just by making reaction videos on TikTok, and then they pivot. So the real thing is there's no one secret ingredient. There's no formula. There's no this. Not everyone, in my opinion, can have or build a good personal brand. I do think some are going to be born with a better head start, a better story, a better talent. And I think that's just the nature of the game. Some people are born into wealth. Some people aren't. Some people are going to be born with the skills and the resources and all that stuff. In my honest opinion, I don't think it really matters anymore about who you are, where you come from. Anyone can create a personal brand. Anyone can create content on the internet. And I wanted to kind of clarify this because a lot of people on the internet, or at least on social media, especially these gurus or people that sell personal brand coaching or content this or this, personal brand this, or whatever it is. The truth is they're selling to you either what I'm telling you in this video right now, this is all you need, or they're just selling you simple little gimmicky things. There's something I want to clarify when it comes to building a personal brand. There's a lot of gurus out there that are building their personal brand or selling to people how to build a personal brand, and they talk about building a personal brand and content, and it's really the same thing. You know, if you make content, you're indirectly building your personal brand. And if you're focusing on building your personal brand, it means you have to make content. So there's no really other way around it. At the end of the day, if you're focused on building your personal brand, you're trying to become a content creator or content distributor. But at the end of the day, if you want it to be your personal brand and you want it to be personal, it's got to be you making the content, because then it's not personal. And that's another kind of point when it comes to building your personal brand is there's a few, I would say, aspects of kind of building the brand and building your content and building your audience. But the truth is, if you want something that you're going to be able to sell to, you want to sell a product to, or really have a core die-hard fan base or build something like that, it has to be personal, right? That sounds cheesy, that sounds bland, but there's so many gurus or people on Instagram or on Reels or on YouTube that are trying to sell you a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 personal branding coaching program or course or whatever it is. The truth is that they're just going to sell you a simple little how to do this, how to optimize your profile, and make more content, and how to find your niche. To build your personal brand is, like I said, be unique, have a story, and create value. And then the next key thing is multiplication of your content. So if you make one piece of content, how can you make that content make another piece of content or upload on another piece of platform? It's just distribution. It's input versus output. You want to be able to leverage your media, leverage the video that you're creating in more than one ways than just, I make a 10-20 minute YouTube video, I upload it, I make one thumbnail, and then I upload it, and then that's it. You want to test maybe 3 to 4 different thumbnails. You want to, rehash some of the content in the vlog or in the video and upload it to TikTok and Instagram and that. But this is all pretty much basic knowledge that everyone kind of knows now. So the truth is, and what I want to kind of tell people is, don't fall for these coaching programs that are $5,000 and think that you need to spend $5,000 to learn how to build a personal brand, when one, you can learn for free, and two, it's just input versus output. Now, if you have the 3 key things that I said to build your personal brand, if you're authentic, if you have a story, and you provide value, that's it. How to figure out those things, that's kind of up to you. I can tell you, okay, sit down and write on a piece of paper, okay, where do I come from? What is my story? What am I into? But it's really not that hard. When it comes to building your personal brand, you are your niche. So don't overcomplicate it. And the reality is most of you just need to start making content, and then you'll start learning about what works for you, how you make content, your processes, and then slowly start implementing maybe some fancy things like, a Notion dashboard to kind of keep track of your statistics, or the different thumbnails. And if you have capital, or you're an entrepreneur or a business owner and you can afford to pay an editor and a thumbnail artist, and you have all the different ones and doing all that, but you don't need any of that. It's not that hard. If you do have the opportunity or the resources to be able to outsource some of the work, that can be great, because your input versus output is going to be greater. And so then you can focus more on leveraging the actual creation of the content part, because as a business owner or as a content creator, the part that you should really be focusing on is the creation, is the product, not the distribution. You should have people in place that will take care of your distribution, because distribution is not something that as a creator or as a founder or as an entrepreneur, you should be really more focused on the creation, the ideas, and the execution, hopefully, maybe when it comes to creating some certain things or bringing some ideas to life. But yeah, I don't want to ramble on too long. I hope you guys enjoy this little raw video. I'm still building media flow. Hopefully I can announce some new stuff that I have in planned, a networking group potentially, slash community, coming 2025. So stay tuned on my Instagram for that. I'll be, I think, posting some stories relating to that, because the world is becoming globalized, it's becoming decentralized, it doesn't matter where you're from. As long as you have a phone, you have an internet connection, you can connect with millions and millions of people. I struggled with this myself, finding the right people that you want to connect with and want to maybe kind of provide that opportunity to other people like myself that want to connect with a certain specific type of people and be able to create friendships, create experiences, not just traveling and not just this, but do something of substance and meet people of substance and meet people who are trustworthy and who are credible and who are say who they are and say what they mean and the whole 9 yards. Because with AI, with social media moving forward, people are getting more lonely, people are getting more isolated. And I think the crave for human interaction is just always going to kind of increase now. And then on top of that, there's going to be another subsect of people who crave a specific type of interaction with a specific type of people, right? So your entrepreneurs are going to want to hang out with other entrepreneurs, founders, creatives want to hang out with maybe other creatives. And I think to be able to provide a space or a opportunity for that to facilitate those kinds of relationships is going to be very important, and I want to leverage social media for that. So stay tuned for that. I don't recommend juggling different things at once, building a personal brand, working on an agency, trying to start a community and doing all these things. I'm just a kid with big dreams and big goals, and I'm going to try and put them all together if I can. And we'll see what happens and we'll see what not. And hopefully I can document my journey. So like I said, leave a thumbs up, like, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Follow me on Instagram. Yeah, peace.